Happy International Women's Day, and welcome to the fabulous Las Vegas Rotary Club. I'm proud to say that this Rotary Club, had the first female members in Rotary in Las Vegas. My name is Michael Gordon, and I'm proud to serve as the 95th president of the greatest Rotary Club in the world. So our invocation today will be led by past President Ginger Anderson.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope that's not one of those goofy pictures that I usually end up with. Please bow your heads with me. Let us pray together. Let my phone turn back on so I can see my invocation. Let us pray together, each of us according to our individual beliefs. Let us offer thanks for our food, blessings for one another, and for absent friends. Let us be a source of hope for those in need and contentment for those who are lonely. Let us be grateful for our opportunity to serve Rotary. Let the feelings of love, kindness, and a gentle spirit always be reflected in our actions. Amen.
Thank you. And then our song leader will be President-elect Jackie Thornhill.
Thank you, everyone. In honor of today, going out to Nellis for our Wetzel Awards to honor our active service members and our veterans, let us sing the national anthem. Oh, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you. You may be seated. Our Sergeant at Arms today will be Adam Homey. Thanks for jumping in and helping out, Adam. Let's move to Bob Warner here in the front for introduction of International Visiting Rotarians. Just put it on green.
Hello, we have Murray. Not only, but we have Murray. We're soon going to induct him.
Yes,
right?
Yes. We leave that up to you, Bob.
Oh, just hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
He enjoys our club so much. That, yeah.
And we enjoy him. Okay, that's it. So let's move on to visiting Rotarians. Visiting Rotarians. Oh, yeah, Kathy Mayon. Dr. Mayon.
I'm Kathy Mann. I'm a retired pediatric ophthalmologist, and I belong to Las Vegas Rotary 1, and used to belong here. And it's nice to see everyone.
Welcome back. Any other visiting Rotarians? Okay, then let's move on to guests of Rotarians.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians.
I am blessed with an embarrassment of riches here today. I have three guests. My wife, Harriet, who I hope most people know, and two friends of ours who are visiting from Wolf Island, Ontario, Canada. I've known them for a long time. They're both amazing people. Jillian Couillard currently works for the Privacy Commission in Canada as a senior investigator and has a history of being a consultant in risk management and disaster recovery. And my friend Andrew Couillard formerly worked as a researcher in some of the national labs in Canada and is currently a serial entrepreneur. So.
Welcome. And then.
All right. Next. Good afternoon, everyone. So, Russ Swain, Bill Houghton, and I have the privilege of sitting on the local board of West Karen, so it's my privilege to introduce my good friend Robert Vickery, who's the Director of Communications for West Karen.
Hello, everyone. I would like to introduce Crystal Warner. She is the Director of Sales and Marketing for Casa de Shenandoah.
I wanted to make my announcement before Russ got the mic. So this is my friend Mary, a very good friend Mary, and I just thought it would be nice to treat her to lunch.
All righty, fellow Rotarians and guests, it's past President Russ Swain here. I have a guest today. It happens to be somebody that's really special in my life. My son-in-law, the father of two of my grandchildren, and one of the fellow workers at GLB Insurance Group of Nevada. Let's welcome Ryan Gagnon, huh?
I am taking notes for later on in the meeting.
It's always hard to follow Russ. But good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. I'm really happy today to introduce, if you haven't met her, Jenny Houghton, my bride of 22 years, and also the typesetter every week of our wheel.
Good afternoon, and it's my pleasure, Andy, you want to stand up, to introduce Dr. Andy Kuniyuki. You can tell him in a minute. He's with Nevada Community College, and he's here today just interviewing us, and we're looking at him too. So welcome.
Thanks. Any other guests? Then I'd like to introduce my guest at the table, Rob Tellez, who is married and the father of 3 kids. He is the founder of a successful probate and estate planning law firm. He holds leadership roles in 4 attorney organizations and serves on the board of a nonprofit that supports foster children. Please join me in welcoming all our visiting Rotarians and guests. Then I would like to say that there will be a quick board meeting right after this meeting, really only 5 minutes, so a quick board meeting after the meeting concludes. Adam, if you can take the microphone to President-elect Jackie. Jackie, where are you? For our Power of Good giveaway.
Just want to remind everyone about the NV Energy Power of Good giveaway. Voting starts on Monday, and we will be sending you emails with the link. It's also on our Facebook page. It's going to be on our website. So please vote. You can vote once per day. You need to be a Nevada resident. So please pass that on to your friends, family. Share it on your Facebook. Encourage them to share it on their Facebook pages. We need the votes. We need to get more money so we can help our military out at Nellis and Creech. Thank you.
Thank you. And then can you give the microphone to past President Jim Hunt for an update on one of our members?
Yeah, just a really nice update, actually. Last week, after having about a 5-hour surgery on her back, and Carolyn had a couple of tough days the first couple of days, but she's doing much better. Stopped in and saw her last night. And so if you want to visit her, you can up at Sutherland Hospital. She's in room 619, or if you want to give her a call,
like I say, she's doing much better, and hopefully she'll be going home about the beginning or middle of next week. Thanks.
And then staying right there, if you could give it to Larry Rouse, the president of our foundation, to talk about our Tiberti Fellowship.
Yes. Thank you. We announced this first last week, but wanted to remind you again that the Las Vegas Rotary Foundation is honoring contributors to our Rotary Foundation, the Las Vegas Rotary Foundation, that aggregate $1,000 or more. We're going back to the beginning of time, which I understand is 1998 as far as the records are concerned, to give you credit. We're going to be honoring the first group at the 95th anniversary in April, and if anybody needs information about what their contributions are, how close they are, we'll be happy to help, and particularly Randy Campanelli and Dan Adamson are kind of spearheading that. So.
Yes, or they can talk to you or me or Sean. Yes. And then I'm going to invite to the front, and while he comes up for his director's report, I just want to remind everybody that we did start the recycling bin for your wheels and raffle tickets, so when you walk out, if you could drop it there. Next up, Rob Tejas.
Thank you, Michael. So I'll try to be brief. You know, my term is ending here pretty soon, right? The Rotary year is coming up. So I wanted to go ahead and just give some heartfelt thanks to the people that made my job a lot easier. So Bill Houghton, you know, he's been doing that wheel for us for so long and been doing a fantastic job. And so thank you very much for your efforts on that. And Stu Lipoff, he actually created the fifth wheel for us. I don't know how often you guys look to that, but it's been a very handy resource for me. So thank you again for your efforts on that. Week in and week out, we have great speakers, and that's all because of Sidra Kane. And so I've got to thank her for again, providing such a fantastic program week in and week out. So thank you, Sidra. Of course, Jim, the man with the camera, also taking those photos, making sure we're building our history, making sure that future Rotarians get to see the great work and the things, I mean, just really everything that we're involved in, the fellowship, all of it. Thank you, Jim, for all of your help. And then also keeping records for us, Steve Linder. Steve, he is our club historian. Where I know he's here. There he is. Steve, thank you very much for everything you do. And, you know, obviously we've got our publicity to out in the world, you know, and I'll get into that a little bit more really quickly. But, you know, we also have a role that's publicity to the district and to RI. And Kirk Alexander has been really a shining example of what this club does. And so he really does deserve a great thank you. Thank you, Kirk Alexander. Yep. So Francesca Gilbert has been doing those Facebook posts for us, you know, week in and week out, doing a great job making sure that the world on Facebook knows that things are going on with us. So thank you, Francesca. And last but not least, we have Kirk Holmes. Kirk Holmes is the guy who's created our brand new beautiful website, and also the live stream that we've got going that people get to watch, and once again, just showing more of the great works that we do. And so it's been invaluable. Thank you, Kirk Holmes. Appreciate it. And that's my report. Thank you for allowing me to serve, guys. You've all been great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Rob. Thank you for your service. And Adam, if you could step up again, please.
You got it.
We have a visiting international Rotarian that Bob Warner is going to introduce us to.
Never late. You can come to this club anytime. From the UK, would you say a few words to us, please?
My name is Dr. Lamy from Hendon Rotary Club in London. It is an honor for me to come and join you. I was surprised for lunch and this gathering, nice gathering. I wanted to join my son-in-law to join the Rotary Club because we are from Jewish family. That's why we want him to be a member in the Rotary Club. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
You're sitting next to one of the most famous doctors in Las Vegas, and if you could stand up, I'd like to give you a flag to take home.
While they take care of that, I'm going to invite Janet Linder and Rosalie Hedrick to the front, and Brian and Diane for the new member induction. Brian and Diane. Yep. And Diane.
Oh, Gilbert.
Good. Where's that?
Mm-hmm. And where are our plaques?
Hello, everyone. If we could have your attention, please. We would like to introduce to you Brian and Diane, who are new to our club. So we'd like to read to them our little verse here. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been chosen and elected to membership in the Las Vegas Rotary Club because we feel that you are excellent representatives of your business and profession in this community, and that you have the character qualifications of good Rotarians. Our invitation for you to join us in Rotary is an expression of our goodwill towards you and of our desire for closer friendships. Your induction into Rotary emphasizes the Rotary motto, service above self. This is the core, this is the very heart and soul of Rotary. Most of the people in the world feel that they have achieved success when, through wealth or position, they can command the services of others. But the Rotary ideal is that real success and true happiness can best be found in unselfish service rendered to others. So everyone, if you would please stand and welcome them as they receive their plaques and pins.
You guys have 30 seconds if you want to say something.
Looking forward to meeting and working with you all. Same here.
Thank you and welcome. Now enjoy a quick 5 minutes for lunch and fellowship. Yeah, I wanted to email and say what's the thing on this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no worries. You got my email. I talked to the guy from UNLV this morning. He's going to do an updated presentation. The thing that he did for the 90th, I need to send him the last 5 years accomplishments. He's going to update that. Yeah, what else is there? Yeah, so that I'm getting the feedback, the ones that I'm getting on the forwarding to me as far as
young professionals and young people can find something in Rotary that makes so much sense for their existence.
One of my goals, and I think one of the goals of just younger people in general as we get into organizations like this, is to kind of diversify it.
There are a lot of people who have a lot to offer, but don't know an outlet for it, don't know where to put it, and this gives you access to everything.
I was just amazed at everything Rotary did and how much bigger than it was than what I thought it was, and so I wanted to join. I wanted to be a part of that.
You know, we laugh. It's a bunch of old guys that get together for lunch every week, and it's the furthest thing from that.
It's so much more than I originally thought it was. It wasn't just about making friends. It was about going out on a random Friday morning and helping to build a barn.
You know, we tend to be a little compartmentalized in our lives, and sometimes we forget people in our community who need help.
The face-to-face, the personal engagement with individuals and in the community is, you can't find that or replicate that elsewhere.
Whether we come from one walk of life or another, it transcends all of that because we come together in the name of service. As a young professional, I just think it's one of the best things I could possibly have done.
So thank you for belonging to the greatest Rotary Club in the world, and hopefully you feel the same way, that we truly are the family of Rotary. Mr. Sergeant at Arms, if you could jump back into action and take the microphone right there to President-elect Jim Cole to talk about our car show.
President Michael and fellow Rotarians, it's my pleasure again to talk to you about our car show, which is April 15th, which is Sunday. And it's going to be at Ryan's Celebrity Cars. We are finishing off the final touches on our Facebook announcement for this. When it goes out, we're going to send out an email to everybody, and we would like you to then go ahead and share it with your friends. This is part of our marketing program, and will help draw the Las Vegas Valley to this car show, which is going to be a fabulous success. By the way, we have a presenting sponsor, which is Morgan Stanley and Craig Miller's group. Thank you very much. Title sponsor is Howard & Howard Attorneys. And second plug today for GLB Insurance. They are also a sponsor of the show.
Easy now, easy.
If you would like to be a sponsor, please reach out. We have a few sponsorships left, and we'd very much like to have you involved in the car show. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and we do have a very brief meeting for car show committee immediately following this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. And then Anil Melnick? No, Anil. So we do have our club's 95th birthday party coming up on April 5th. There is a sign-up sheet in the Green Book. The mayor is confirmed. RI Director John Matthews is confirmed. So we are going to have a great night. Please sign up. Then, Adam, if you could take the microphone to past President Randy Donald to tell us about a new and exciting social we're trying in our club.
That's right. It is new, something that we haven't done as long as I can remember. So we're going to be holding an event at my house March 29th. I believe that's 2 weeks from today. And what it is going to be a networking social. So we're going to invite all of you and hope that we can get a good turnout. And what we're going to ask you to do is bring your professional face to that networking event and be able to talk to us about what you do in a professional manner and be able to talk about your business, who you work for, if it's you own your own company and things like that. So again, it's something new, and we'll be sending out, we want to get a list going so that we'll get in touch with you individually, at least by email, and talk to you about what specifically we like for you to bring and to talk about.
But hold on, Randy. I thought we couldn't talk about our business in Rotary. Now you're saying we're going to do that night?
Well, yeah. Well,
everybody except Russ.
Yeah. We probably have a few eyes rolling in the crowd and things, but actually, Rotary has been known for being a networking club from the very beginning. So it's just something that we're being asked to do as part of the vocational process. And Jackie Thornhill is the board member in charge of vocation, and I am the chair of that committee. And we came up with this wonderful idea, and we'll think you all enjoy it.
Thank you. Thanks for leading that effort. Looking forward to it. And then David Squire, are you here, sir, for our next highway cleanup?
Do not forget, the 24th of this month, we're going to meet across from Bonnie Springs at Red Rock for our highway cleanup. It's a 3-mile stretch of beautiful scenic walk. We can beautify Red Rock, and we can meet at Jerry's for cocktails afterwards. So please join us.
First it was pancakes, then it was brunch, and now it's cocktails. So it just, every week, it's going to be lobster next week, Jerry. You better be ready. Next up is past President Jim Hunt to talk about one of our favorite nights of the year coming up.
Thank you, President Mike. Well, yeah, 1 week from tomorrow, we're going to kick off St. Patrick's Day weekend at Tom Krob's beautiful home on the 15th hole at TPC. If you've never joined us, you're missing a great party. This is going to be fantastic. We're going to have some wine tasting going on. Again with the camera. And, of course, our cigar fellowship. I want to thank everybody that has said they're going to donate some raffle prizes for us. Chris is going to bring a bunch of cigars next week. Appreciate that. If any of you have anything you'd like to donate, please see me, and we'll make sure that we get that in there. We've raised about $12,000 just getting together and having a great party doing this over the last few years. So come out and see us next Friday at Tom Krob's house. Please sign up so we can get you on the guard gate list. That's very important. Thanks.
And with the cigar fellowship, there'll also be a wine tasting, correct, right? For the family, for the spouses. So if you don't smoke cigars, you can be inside and do the wine tasting and participate in all those festivities. Then you're coming back again this way, Adam. Getting all
you did this on purpose.
And to Marie Walsh for Breakfast with Books.
Thank you, President Michael. This Tuesday, which is March the 13th, Breakfast with Books. The Green Book is going around for you to sign up for. You have to be there by 7:45, and it is finished at 8:30, so it's not very long, and you'll have a marvelous time. We hope you can come and join us. Thank you.
Thank you. And then all the way back there, Chris Bennett. Chris Bennett to tell us about also something new we're starting this year.
Thank you, Michael. Yeah, I got up and announced it last week, and we have quite a few people that have signed up, but doing the NCAA tournament brackets, the deadline is absolutely today, because after the meeting, Sean's going to send me a list of names, list of emails, and then Sunday, when all the teams are selected, those individuals will get an email with a link, and you can fill out your brackets, and then after tip-off next Thursday, the 15th, you'll be able to see everyone else's brackets. So you'll be able to see who, contestant A chose to win it all, and so on and so forth. $50 an entry, half the money goes to the Rotary Foundation. And if you have any questions, email me, text me, or ask Sean, and she'll put you in touch. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks for thinking of that and hitting that up. And then if you could take the microphone to President-elect Jackie Thornhill.
Hello again.
Hi, everyone. Today is the day. We're going out to Nellis for Wetzel. We're honoring 4 award participants today, 3 from Nellis, 1 from Creech. If you haven't participated in the ceremony, please come out and help us. It's amazing. We've had to move to a larger facility because it has been standing room only. So come on out. If you need a ride in from the visitor center, please be there at 2:30. And if I don't know you're coming, please let me know that you are so we don't leave you standing out there. Several of you already have base ID, so you just go on and head on in. But I'll be out at the visitor center at 2:30 Las Vegas Boulevard and Craig Road, so you can go on in. Also keep in mind that there is a lot of construction on the highway at I-15 in the Spaghetti Bowl, so you may want to try an alternative route to get up there so you're not late. So everyone come on out, see you out there.
For those of us who don't know, the guests in the room, can you give us a 30-second history of what we do and what Wetzel Awards are?
Wetzel was named for one of our passed away members, Scotty Wetzel. He was a colonel in the U.S. Air Force, fighter pilot. And he was out there and asked what we could do to support Nellis further. The commander said, why don't you do something for our airmen since they are the unsung heroes. That was born in 2003, and we have been doing it for the last 14 years. We're now 14 years and 56 quarters of doing it ever since. So come on out and help us.
Thank you. Thanks for helping our club be a strong supporter of the military. Now we got to raise some funds for our foundation. As you guys know, we're trying to get to the $2 million mark for our local foundation. So Adam, can you pause right there and take the microphone to Bill Houghton?
Hello, President Michael.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
So tell us, a little birdie said you brought your bride to town and you guys are going somewhere tomorrow, some big fancy luncheon?
That was yesterday, if that's the one you're speaking about.
Wow.
My friend Rosalie
so
was there.
my information is out of date. That's what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Michael. Horizon Print Solutions was named a finalist in the Family-Owned Business of the Year for Nevada Business Journal, and Jenny and I went to the luncheon yesterday.
So good result?
We didn't win. We lost to a tattoo parlor. We did, yeah. The Studio 21 Tattoo created a custom tattoo in commemorating the October 1 violence and donated the proceeds of all the tattoos they put on people to the Victims Fund, which was just amazing, and you know, they deserve the honor.
Well, that's very gracious of you, sir. So thank you. Thank you for what you do for our club. And before I fine you, if you could give the microphone to your bride and just, Jenny, even though you're not a member, let me say thank you for everything you do for our club every week. I know I email you multiple times, and I may not always be the friendliest in email. Sometimes I may be curt, but you're always friendly, and you're always very nice to work with. And I know everybody sends you tons of stuff. So everybody, please show your appreciation for Jenny and Bill Houghton. And now you're going to pay $95 to our foundation.
And I must say, Jenny does a great job of correcting my typos for the captions.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then if you could flip right around, I think there was something about some insurance company in town. I don't know what exactly, but yeah, hold the mic. Do not give it to that person. But let's just say, yeah. So that's it. Pass the buck and let him pay the fine, right?
Yeah. I just want to say that the hat that I'm wearing now was created by Horizon Print Solutions. They do a great job. I just want to thank everybody for having me here, and it's always a pleasure, and I'm glad that I get to enjoy the day with you guys. And
you don't get the microphone.
If this is going to cost me some money, he's not going to say anything. We got to talk about GLB Insurance Group of Nevada, right? Because that's who's going to pay the bill.
Yes, so that is definitely a $95 donation to our foundation.
Yeah, I said it 3 times today, by the way. I'm just reminding you.
That's cheap advertising for you. Thank you, Russ. Thank you for everything you do. And then if you could come back over here. There's a member at that table, Craig Miller. If you could give the microphone to Craig Miller.
Craig?
Craig, welcome. Good to see you, sir.
Good to be seen. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for visiting. I know you've worked really hard.
I'm very nervous because if you know something I've done recently, I just plead guilty.
Well, I just want to say thank you for what you do for our foundation. I know you work hard, and I know that you have a lot of money because you're sponsoring our car show. So for our foundation, can we get $95 too? Can we just add that to our foundation?
And we're going to keep everything else quiet?
Yes.
Done deal.
Done deal. Thank you. Thanks, Craig. Thanks. Good to see you. Thanks for visiting. I shouldn't say visiting, but thanks for showing up and being a good member. Okay, so let's move on to our drawing for our pot. The winning ticket number is 6593898. 38998. Superintendent, sir. A queen of diamonds. The pot continues to grow. Thank you, sir. Thanks for playing. And then for the Lowry Bucks, the number is 6593891. Oh, that may be you too, Walt. 3891. Jimmy Hunt. Past President Jimmy Hunt. Congratulations. You're good. And then to introduce our speaker, I'm going to call Kirk Holmes to the front.
All right. So we'll start off with a little video. You may have seen this at the Olympics if you watched.
There are a lot of people who have a lot to offer, but don't know an outlet for it, don't know where to put it, and this gives you.
Wrong video. Let's try this again. Wrong. There we go.
You can do it.
You can do it. There we go. There we go. I think you can handle it.
Can apostrophe T.
You can't get it all. Just pick this one.
Tell me what you think of this.
Hey guys, today I'm doing the finishing touches on the bike. Can't you just get a real job?
I can't do it.
I got sober.
So, without further ado, I want to introduce the person who's taken the word can't out of the vocabulary of children all over here in Nevada. Our speaker today, RJ.
Can you hear me all right? All right. Thank you for having us today. My name is RJ Sampson. I am the executive director and founder of VR Kids. We are a nonprofit based here in Las Vegas that provides therapeutic virtual reality to hospital-bound and mobility-impaired children, teens, and young adults. A little bit about VR Kids. We were founded in September 2014. As a child, I spent a lot of time in the hospital. I got kind of used to being there. My different surgeries, illnesses throughout my childhood. I started programming computers when I was about 10 years old. Always got very into virtual reality, creating virtual worlds, creating games and things like that for friends and stuff. And that boy there, his name is Bobby. He has cerebral palsy. He has a brother who's a twin brother who does not have anything wrong with him. I saw this video online that this fellow programmer posted of his son, and he was excited because his son was using this virtual reality game, and he was playing this game, and while he was playing it, he was very excited, saying, I'm winning, I'm winning. And as I watched the video, I realized, wow, how often does this boy who can't even hold an Xbox controller get to say that he's winning and really mean it, like really mean it. If you see the video, you'll get what I'm saying. But that inspired me a lot. I have 4 boys of my own, and if any of my sons were in that situation, I would want them to have an experience like that. So I took my programming talents and decided I'm going to build a virtual reality company to focus on kids with disabilities and see how many kids I can help with that. So I put together a team of folks that I met through my work and some friends, and we built VR Kids. So our mission is dedicated to bringing therapeutic virtual reality to hospital-bound kids. We build all our own virtual reality experiences. We're not just taking off-the-shelf programs. We don't actually use like Samsung Gear VRs, but we're using high-end gaming laptops that have positional tracking, so the kids can actually move through the world. They're not stuck just looking around like this. They can actually like lean in, go to touch things. It tracks where they are in 3D space, so it's a true virtual representation of a world that they can be in. So in case you don't know what I'm talking about at all with virtual reality, it's a computer-simulated environment consisting of 3-dimensional images and sound. So not only are what you see in 3 dimensions, but where you hear sound is all around you. The way that virtual reality works is it suspends the user's belief in the real world, and they accept the virtual world around them as real. And the way that it works is it just takes over your senses of sight and sound, and once you're in virtual reality, your brain just tells you that this is real now. It allows us to create very immersive and interactive experiences, and because everybody's different and everybody's life experiences are different, everybody's virtual reality experience is also different. So throughout these last few years, as we've been working with hospitals in Las Vegas, we've learned a lot. And one of the big things we learned is that VR reduces pain. So when we're working with kids who have just been post-op or who are in the hospital and having pain, frequently the child life specialists and nurses will say, hey, can you please go to this room? She's in a lot of pain. And so we'll go in the room and we'll put them in VR, and we'll notice that the crying stops, the whimpering stops. They stop thrashing around and get very still. And the way that works, what scientists have finally figured out is that the pipe in your brain can only hold so much data at one time. And pain signals are coming from all of your body to your brain, but if we can overwhelm the pipe and put more data in it that can handle, the pain signals don't come through as much because there's other information that they're being told that's much more important. We also find that it reduces the child's anxiety. We recently started a program with Summerlin Hospital to provide virtual reality during treatment. So if someone's like about to get a shot or blood drawn, these kids are terrified of needles. So they'll ask us, can you please come in here and do some virtual reality with this child while we draw blood, because it just takes the pain away, but it also takes the anxiety away, because they're somewhere else having fun, paying attention to other things, and they don't even notice that they're getting sticked with a needle. It also improves their internal narrative. And what that means to me is that a lot of times when we talk to a child who's in the hospital, their internal dialogue is that I'm the sick kid. And having been in the hospital while I was a kid, my brothers and my mom and dad would come in to see me, and then they would all go home. And I was the sick kid. I was the one with the issues and the problems. But what we find is when we give these kids a virtual reality experience, that perception changes a little bit, because their brothers and sisters may be there while we're there, and they get to experience something that the other kids don't, and they feel like that's special for them, and it kind of helps that internal dialogue. And it has a positive impact on their whole family. I know one family we went in, it's very stressful when you're in the hospital as a kid and your mom and dad are there, because your parents have to work, and then after work they're trying to come see you, but you have other brothers and sisters who need care and dinner and help with homework, but now you're this big burden on the family. And so a lot of times when we're there working with the families, the parents are there and they're fighting, and they're bickering with each other. And what we found is when we put the child in virtual reality, the child's behavior is very positive. They're excited, they're laughing, they're not showing signs of pain, and it draws the family back together. So we really enjoy that. So we design all of our therapeutic virtual reality for kids 5 and up. We really focus on kids who are spending most of their time in a bed or wheelchair. And we've designed our experiences so they're customizable for every kid depending on their specific needs. We have a dynamic achievement system built into our software that allows the software to remember what the kid has done in the past and serve up different experiences. So if we know this child has already seen this part of the experience, we can change it up dynamically in the software and earn them different achievements so that they can continue growing. These are some characters that are in our story. We use a dynamic story engine that automatically adjusts the story based on the data we have about the child. The characters look at the child, they speak to the child as if they're really there, and each of the characters has unique personality, backstory, so the kids get engaged with the characters. A lot of kids call it, they want to see their friends again, because the characters really talk to them directly. This is an example of one of our stories, Journey to the Big Bear Festival. It's a magical adventure. It spans a day and a night cycle, and at the end of the experience, you have a fireworks show, which the kids really like. So you can see this is an actual scene from in the experience. It's very realistic. That's all computer rendered in real time. And as the child looks around, everywhere they look, they're inside that world. Here's another screen. This is one of the characters' houses, Teddy. And so, again, you can see that. The magic carpet ride section of the experience that the kids really enjoy. And they get to go visit a mouse village, and they think that's really fun. They meet different characters along the way. This is another bear named Tessa, and they go to her house. And then there's a forest, and this is nighttime when they're heading to see the fireworks. You can see there's mushrooms there, and one of the bears lights them up using magic. And then at the end, there's a fireworks display that the kids really love. So VR Kids is fun for kids. At the end of each virtual reality session, they get a certificate that they can take home and a VR Kids bear that they enjoy. We find that some of the kids we visit in the hospital don't have a single stuffed animal or toy with them. Their moms or dads are working, and they're there, and they just have nothing. And so when we bring the bear, they get super excited to have a toy to play with. And we're free. So this is important to us. We're a service organization. We want to help as many kids as we possibly can. No one on the VR Kids staff takes a salary. We are all 100% volunteers. So I have a day job, just like everyone else on the VR Kids team. I work for Allegiant Travel Company. I'm the e-commerce engagement manager. We're 100% free for the hospitals. We're 100% free to go to children's homes. And like I said, all of our staff is 100% volunteer. And we are a 501c3 nonprofit based here in Las Vegas. And we do accept donations, and we use those donations to buy equipment, buy the teddy bears, do print collateral and things for the families to read to understand what we do. And we're currently partnered in all 3 children's hospitals in Las Vegas. So this is one of the girls that we met. Her name is Taylor. She was in a lot of pain. You can see she's got a lot of stuff going on here. She had an ice pack on her stomach. She would not stop crying. She didn't even want to do the experience. We were working with her mom, and her grandma were there. And we were trying our best to give her more comfort because she just couldn't sit still. She was just all over the bed crying. And so we finally got her to put it on. And when she started going through the experience, you see she just calmed down. She leaned way back, and she just sat there. And while she was in the experience, her grandmother looked at me, and she was almost in tears. And she's like, thank you so much. Because she had not seen this girl lay quiet and not in pain for quite a while. This is another little boy. His name is Garrett. When we got to the hospital, we were supposed to do a VR experience with him, and his caregiver said, well, let's not do it right now. I need to get this boy outside because he's not going to go outside again for a long, long time. And so they took him out in the front while we worked with some other kids. And then when he came back, we set him up in here. And he has this lady in the back's his caregiver, and this girl was his nurse. And he had a dedicated nurse for, I guess, a couple years. She's worked with this family. And so after the experience, during the experience, we were trying to talk to him. He wouldn't say a word to us. He wouldn't look us in the face. We were trying to explain what was happening to him. He was just completely shut out. But after the experience, we set him up with the bear and stuff. We said, all right, we're going to take a picture, so smile. And he actually smiled, and his nurse went crazy. And she's like, oh, my God, I haven't seen this kid smile in 2 years. Like, this is awesome. So it was really cool. But we have tons of amazing stories. We've helped over 120 kids now in the last year and a half. So we've been very busy working with all these kids. And like I said, every one of these kids has a really cool story. So VR Kids partners with child life specialists. They help us to identify the children in the hospitals that would benefit the most from VR. Again, so anyone that's expressing pain is a good candidate. For the hospital's perspective and child life's perspective, we help make the hospital less scary. So they really like having us there. And they want us there more frequently. VR Kids team members have all completed volunteer training at the hospital, so we have to go through the whole rigorous volunteer program that the hospital offers. It means we need to get all our shots, we have to get all of our different tests for TB and all different stuff. It's really not easy, so it's been very difficult for us to find volunteers. We're also involved in virtual reality research. We have a gentleman that's on our staff, Leon, whose focus is research. So we're working on reducing pre-procedure anxiety, distraction during procedures, and pain reduction. So you can see here, this is one of the kids we are helping. They asked us if we could do this while she was getting her IV and stuff put in because it's very painful and the child doesn't like it. We're also working with Therapy Center. They want us to use our virtual reality experiences to help kids that have issues with balance, as well as food fears and behavioral therapy. So we're developing custom virtual reality experiences for these particular situations. And these are our research partners, so UMC, Sunrise Children's Hospital, UNLV, and Toro. And yes, we need volunteers. That's one of our biggest challenges, as I said, is working in the hospitals. The hospital does provide training. We provide training. We usually go to the hospitals in groups of 2 or 3. It's a very flexible schedule. But from the hospital's perspective, they have enough kids that could use our services that they would want us there every single day. And right now, we're there probably a few times a month because we don't have enough volunteers. And there's other ways that you can volunteer. We're always looking for people to help us with our social media, graphic design, fundraising, to sit on our advisory board and help us because I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm learning a lot as I go. I want to help kids, I know that, but I don't know exactly how to run an organization like this.
And there's other ways you can help. Obviously, we have Amazon Smile that's linked to our website. We have eBay for charity. We have corporate sponsorships available that we've had in the past. So what's in the future of VR Kids? Well, as I said, we've made a huge impact in the hospitals that we serve. We've been working with UMC, and they want us in the burn center. They want us to help them develop a VR program that they can use for burn victims, because changing dressings and things is very, very painful. So we're trying to figure out ways to use our equipment in places where there's a lot of water, where they're spraying, and it's very difficult for them to do this stuff, and they don't have the resources or the knowledge to set this stuff up. We're also working with the emergency rooms, and of course we continue our work in the pediatrics. So some of the opportunities for VR Kids right now are that the pediatric hospitals want us to help the underserved families, but they have limited budgets and limited resources in the hospitals for this type of equipment. They don't have the budget for the cost of this equipment. They also don't have any expertise or software developers in the hospitals that can actually build all the stuff that they need to treat the different types of conditions. And of course, they don't have the staff to maintain all the equipment and keep everything updated and making sure nothing's getting viruses and stuff like that. So we can meet that need with our. If we can grow fundraising, grow our volunteer staff, then we can be in the hospitals more and provide that service, helping to fill that void. Also, one of the other challenges that we have is when I originally started this, I wasn't thinking about hospitals. I was thinking about the kids at home. So there's kids at home who are confined to wheelchairs, who are confined to their beds, and this would be an amazing way for them to escape a little bit, have some fun, and do something that's different. We've worked with some families in their home, but we'd like to do that more. So if anyone knows of families or connections to the families of kids that you think would work for this type of system, please let us know. We set up a GoFundMe because we're trying to raise some additional money, obviously. Some of our expenses are just normal operations, but as well, we like to provide the families with stuff, and a lot of the kids and the families in the hospitals only speak Spanish, so getting all of our print collateral so they understand what's happening in English and Spanish, and we go through a lot of print collateral. Also, the teddy bears that we provide to the kids cost money, obviously, and so all of these things. So we did have a GoFundMe campaign going. It was very challenging. We had this big event scheduled at Sunrise Hospital October 7th last year, and it was our big fundraiser for the year. And then 1 October happened, and everything went crazy. They almost canceled our event because the hospitals were just crazy with stuff, and obviously no one really turned out, so it really was a damper on our budget. But for all the right reasons, So for the future of VR Kids, we'd like to be in all the hospitals in Las Vegas on a daily basis, not a couple times a month. We want to continue our research projects with UMC and Sunrise Hospital. We have multiple projects going on with physical and occupational therapy students. We're also working with Professor McCreary at UNLV's Interactive and Media Science Lab to help them test and prove out a lot of the things we're seeing. So we're out there in the wild actually doing this stuff, but at UNLV, they don't have any data to support any of the stuff that's actually happening. So we're doing all these things, and we're seeing all these results. They want to help us quantify it. They believe what we're doing is working and good, but they want to have the scientific data to back up all of these things. And so we're working closely with those folks. And thank you. Is there any questions? A microphone?
Yeah. Adam? Hold on.
Get you a microphone so we can hear you. Right here. Thank you.
I'm Jim Tucker, Adam. He's a new member, so he has to learn everybody's name.
Uh-oh.
My granddaughter works at Sunrise for the kids.
Okay.
And she says those kids devastate her at times when they're so sick. But I guess you go in there quite a bit, huh?
Yeah, it can be real upsetting sometimes, especially when they're in a lot of pain and they're just screaming out and you don't know what to do. There's nothing
Can't
to
the
stop
hospital
them.
itself run some of this?
Well, that's what we've been trying to work with them towards, but the problem is they don't have the resources or the staffing. The child life specialists, if you look at child life, their job is to keep the children happy and have fun. At Sunrise Hospital, there's 2 ladies that run that department, and so they take shifts, and they're not there every day. So believe it or not, they've had donated to the hospital all these Gear VR systems and all this stuff. These ladies have no idea what to do with it. They have no interest in maintaining it and doing all the software updates and patches and making sure the software they're downloading off the store is good for kids. Like, we come in with everything already created, designed specifically for this environment, with equipment that's much more high-end than a Gear VR. And so that's why they're just not doing it. It just doesn't make sense for them at all. Question over there?
Kudos to what you do.
Thank you.
Are there comparable programs in other states that you've contacted to kind of connect and network, like in California at Children's Hospital and things like that?
From what we can find, there are none, and we actually have people reaching out to us all of the time asking how they can start a VR Kids in their city. But that's something that we as a team of volunteers haven't been able to make happen. We don't have some of the knowledge we need about franchising or allowing people to do that in a way that doesn't damage the brand or put kids at risk.
Well, aren't there those life specialists at these other children's hospitals?
Yeah, child life specialists are at most children's hospital, but they're not the ones that are actually doing it.
I see.
That's the problem. They love what we're offering and love what we're doing, but they don't have any way to actually facilitate something like that.
Thank you.
Yes, we got 1, 2, 3.
Very impressive program, and 2 thoughts occur to me. Number one, as a member of the foundation board, I highly recommend you make application for a grant to our foundation. I think you have a very worthy cause. The other is, you're saying how short you are for volunteers. Every hospital has tremendous amount of volunteers, and they may be very happy to get involved in participating in this kind of program. They're already there, they know what volunteering means, and they have the time to possibly be effective.
Agreed, and we have talked to the volunteer organizations at the hospital, and they ask us very politely not to poach their volunteers.
So some of us are old, and we consider ourselves mastodons when it comes to this kind of stuff, but I'm very impressed with what you're trying to do. Describe the life of, or the qualities or the capabilities that you need in a volunteer to go into the hospital. Do I need to be a technician? Do I need to be an engineer? Can I just sit there and smile? I mean, what are you looking for?
So a typical volunteer group for us is 2 people. It's what we call the technician and the guide. So the guide's job is to make sure that all of our forms, we have a number of forms that the families need to fill out. We have a waiver, a release waiver, saying that, anything happens is not our fault. We have a media waiver, so we can take pictures if they allow us to. And then we also have very long checklists of every step that we have to take, things that we have to do to make sure the VR experience goes flawlessly. So there has to be someone who has attention to detail and loves kids and is very outgoing and can talk to the families. Preferably someone who can speak English and Spanish is very valuable, because a lot of the rooms we go in, there's no one speaking English in the room. So those are some of the qualities of the guide. And then the technician sets up the equipment, makes sure that it's on the child right. We have these covers that we put over the VR headset for cleanliness, because obviously we can't take it off one kid and put it on another. There's a whole process we go through for hygiene that we had to get approved by the hospitals. We went through a lot to just be able to be in the hospitals. When it comes to the infection control team at the hospital, it was very challenging. So those are the 2 types of people that we would need.
Hey, thanks for being here today. I was kind of curious, when you showed the representation of what the VR environment looks like, the actual environment was very realistic, but the characters were very cartoon.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if there's some science behind that, or why that's the case.
I picked that up from children's books. There's a lot of children's books out there that where they put these cartoon characters in a realistic environment, and the kids really like it. I've got 4 boys from my first wife and 2 girls from my second wife, so I have a lot of experiments going on at home all the time. And they definitely love the animated characters. They're a lot more fun. And the other thing I noticed is we actually did some 3D modeled bears instead and some renderings, and they were very creepy. So it turns out the cartoon bears are way fun. Bears that sort of look real but not quite, that kind of stare at you, it just doesn't work as well.
Hi. Hello?
I just wondered, have you ever considered interfacing with the Shriners? They go to the hospitals and they make balloons for the kids and they dress up like clowns. They're a branch of the Masons and doing very similar things for years and years. And I think, you might want to associate with them too.
Yeah, I will put that on my list and I'll definitely reach out to them. That's a good idea. Thank you. Yes.
Hi, thank you. It's a great presentation and
Thank you.
Pulling on some heartstrings, I'm sure. Do you guys get a special deal on teddy bears? I mean, what can we do?
No, I work with this company called Huggable Teddy Bears. The guy's name is Rob, and I have begged and pleaded with him that we're a nonprofit. Can you do anything at all? We spend about $500 on 100 bears, and we blow through them in how long, Elizabeth? Maybe a month or a couple of months because of so many kids. Sometimes we go to the hospital and we'll go from room to room to room, like 5, 6 kids. And then if they have other family members there that are freaking out because they don't have a bear, we end up giving one to the other kids. So, no, we don't get a good deal on those.
Well, I'd like to make a donation through Rotary, and so maybe we can follow up on that later.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? I thought there was someone over here. That would be amazing. Thank you. As far as virtual reality. So the way that we structured our application was initially we were like, hey, maybe we should have one for boys, one for girls, one for teens, one for young adults, and all this stuff. And we decided that it would be more cost effective from our perspective to go ahead and set up one experience that takes data and reacts to the data. So there's an input form when we started an experience where we put the child's date of birth, we put their name, and we put their gender. And then as the experience is running, it actually looks at that data and looks at any prior experience they've had, because we track every time the child's been through the program, so that way we know what they've already seen, what they haven't seen. And so the way I designed it is so that it's very dynamic. And so as they're going through the scene, all these data points are interrogated, and then the scene changes based on that. So if you're an older kid, we have a more spooky kind of theme where it's a little bit scarier. There's spiders, and it's not as friendly because the older kids like it. We're working on a new experience where there's a dragon instead of the flying carpet. There's a giant dragon, which the little kids might be a little scared of because in virtual reality, these things are massive and they're right there, and your brain doesn't know real from not. So we're trying to appeal to different age groups, really.
So RJ, thank you for what you do for our community, and we would like to present you with a Share What You Can award, where we will present a hot meal to a homeless vet in your name. So if I can get a vote of the club membership to take the donations from today's raffle and donate it to VR Kids. Second? So moved? All in favor? Thank you. Congratulations.
And here's one of the bears if you want to see what we give to the kids, because I know we talked about the bears a lot, so you can come up here. I'll put one up so you can see it.
Thank you. And then please remember the recycle bin. And then, as I like to say, Rotary is like tennis. The one who serves best usually wins. Now go forth and make a difference.